Oh. Oh, why is it dark in here? It's always dark. Hello again. My name is Emma and welcome to my channel. Just trying to fix the lighting. I don't remember it being so dark in here before. I don't know. Maybe it's I'm sitting awkwardly. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, hi again. So trying to make sure I could see that little thing hanging. That's the only way I know if I have the right video. I always have to change what's behind me, so when I look at when I'm putting in under my oh, what is that little thing that you stick inside the side of the computer? Anyway, when the videos pop up, so many of them pop up all at once, and I know I'm on that one when I see that. Hey, what's up?
Hi.
Hi, what's up?
Is it okay when I get Ruffles?
Ruffles? Yeah, make sure you get a bowl, okay?
Okay.
And yeah, so, and once I see that, I know I got the right video. Okay, so my battery died, and I was talking about couponing, and so I was mentioning that because I wanted to buy the cough medicine, and it wasn't going to be on sale this week, but the following week. Excuse me. And I had my extra care buck, and I had the $4 that I gotten for the paparazzi, and then I had a coupon, a CVS coupon for $3 off if you spend over 15, and if you spend over 10. And for the medicine, it was a CVS brand, and the medicine was going to be 15. If you spend 15, you get $5 extra bucks. Now, I could use all of it. I can use the 10, the 4, and the 3, which would make it 14, 15, 17, and it would be a $2 overage, or a money maker of $2. So, and then I would definitely get it for free. The medicine would be totally free. So I'll probably end up going that way instead, and I'll just see whatever I can make up the following week, and if I can probably get something or buy something, because I would have to redo or establish more extra bucks. I would have to, and with couponing, you're always going to make some sort of investment. Like with anything else, you're investing to get something back. So that's another thing. But as we go along, I'll let you see me how I do it, and then we'll just take it from there, okay? Okay, so I did find, I know I was mentioning that I had these books, and they were kind of like a legal size pad, and they were, and these were it. I think I had them. Look how big they're, long, and I have gotten these like years ago, and I think I liked them because they were so long. And I thought, oh my God, I can write a lot in here, you know? And I did. I think this one was my favorite, I think. And you always knew which was the right side. Well, not really, because they are both the same on both sides. And this one, I did do a lot of writing, and well, not that much, but quite a few pages. I really filled it in. I really do like writing, so I really filled it in. I don't know, it's kind of loose. Let me see. I just used it to I think I stopped. I just used to like just to write. But this one was more like a daily a daily journal for me. As it was a writing journal. I just like to write. I'm not sure what was in this one. It was like a goal setting journal. And then I have the green one. Those almost look the same. But I just liked the way it was just so long. And I used to love these books. And I was like, oh man, I can almost like the ones that you get from the composition books, but it doesn't have the ring. These were hardcover, and that's what I like about it. Is that, oh, I can dress this up, just like journaling, you know, and junk journal and everything like that. And then I think I remember watching Mother-in-Law, Monster-in-Law with Jennifer Lopez, and I forgot that other famous actress. And then I remember seeing one episode where, I don't know, she made something with a junk journal. I think it was a photo album or something like that, and it was like the hideous thing I ever seen. And she thought it was awesome, and it had lace, and it had a lot of lace around it, a lot of stuff around it, ribbons and everything. I was like, God forbid I ever make anything as hideous as that. I mean, back in the day, that used to be cute and everything like that. But these days, when you come to making those kind of junk journals or whatever, scrapbooks or whatever, leave the lace out, guys. And if you do put lace, limit the lace, because it's now these days it's like horrifying. It's like, stay away from the lace. And again, I just used to write. I just used to go to town and just write. And this reminds me of the, you know, of the people that used to write in the 1800s. And I mean, they would just go and write and write and write because they didn't have nothing else to do. And this one I filled up quite a bit. And this, again, this was another daily journal. I need to get back into it because I really do like writing. I really, really do. And I, like I said, I would love to get a hold of some of those, what were they called? Memoirs? Of, you know, of those books that they have like in museums, you know, because they don't let nobody touch them. I'm pretty sure there's some floating around somewhere, you know. And if you're lucky to grab a hold of one, that would be like awesome. But anyway, I found the books. And where I found the books, I remember I was looking for some tracing paper. And I was like, and I needed really some tracing paper. And I couldn't remember, you know, I couldn't find it. And I said, well, I don't know where it's at. I can't find them. And when I found the books, because I was looking for my manuscript, that's when I found these books. And the tracing paper. I was like, 2 for 1. Yay! But unfortunately, I didn't find my manuscript with the books. They were in a closet. And I was like, if I just would have looked here in the first place, my day would have been a lot more easier, because trying to get everything off this this wooden I don't know, chest. It kind of looks like a chest, but it's just made out of wood box. That was heavy stuff to get off. But I did find it, guys. I found it. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God, it's right here. So, unlike my little one that I have it to use, guys, before. And then I had found, I know I was starting to read to you Reunion, and I think I finished off, it was a cool misty day in Chicago on Albany Street. And I don't know why. I must have been, and I know I stopped at 33, right? I stopped at 33 because I remember that. It was a lot of pages. and I stopped at 33. But then remember I was telling you I had this one part that I knew I was like missing a page, because this was page 1. But I don't know why I started. This must have been chapter 2. It's hot in here. I don't know why I put chapter 1. This should have been chapter 2, because when I was looking at my work, hold on, I know I have it here. It was typed up. It was typed up differently. It wasn't like this one. And I'm trying to figure out, did I have 2 different typewriters, or, because I didn't have a Xerox machine at the time. And this one, it's the same story. This one on here, chapter 1, it was a cool misty day in Chicago and on Albany Street that mid-afternoon. But then on this one, I even have the date on here, guys. October 28, 203. 203. And this one, it was quiet on board. All the passengers were snoozing, reading, or working on their laptops. Just then, a fairly young, slim stewardess came walking up alongside an adult and child, looking down at Cynthia and the little boy that was sitting next to her. She asked with a smile, "Would you like anything else, madame?" No, we're good, thanks," Cynthia responded. And they were. Cynthia was fine, reading a novel she had bought from home, and her son was busy coloring books, having snacks, and playing with little snap toys that a child could play with for hours. Cynthia had flown out of mid-afternoon from Arizona, but she says she was from Maine. From Maine. But here it's Arizona. And this, it says first draft. So I don't know. I must have switched it or something. Leaving behind her well-furnished flat and desert-like land, heading towards Peoria, Illinois. That's not what this was here. Because this was Chicago on Albany Street. Blah, blah, blah. Cynthia, she made herself comfortable. So she was on a plane on here. She wasn't on here. I think she was driving on here. Blah, blah, blah. Leaning back in her seat with her son, who was enjoying the onward view from the oval window inside of the jet. Excuse me. Cynthia, too, was enjoying the white fluffy clouds that were passing by, resting her eyes for a few moments. She began to remember the day she received a telegram from her aunt saying that her mother had passed away. She wasn't surprised, not really, just upset. She knew it was inevitable. Mother practically drank herself to death, she told herself silently. The doctors did all they could. Her liver was deteriorating more and more year after year until its function was no longer in use. Cynthia tried time and time again to convince her mother to stop, and she would for a while for her sake. After a few weeks, she would start up again. Sometimes Cynthia thought it was useless. Her mother did everything she could to drown her sorrows. Now she must go back home, bury her mother and the past that still haunts her until this day. But then I stopped because I don't have another page. I have to read this all over again, guys, like literally all over again. I even wrote a synopsis, and I was like, October 2003. I wrote a synopsis on July 12, 05. So I wasn't really done with this book. I was just like, I guess time just wouldn't, things got in the way. And when you're trying to do something, you get led away from your dreams or whatever you want to do. And I had remembered that I was writing this book, and I tried to jump back on it. So I wrote a synopsis, still the same name, Reunion. Cynthia is a single mother at 25 years old who met up with an old high school friend who back then couldn't stand and who made her years in high school unbearable. Cynthia lived in Arizona but originally was raised in Chicago. In Cynthia's first year of college, she fell in love, who later would take advantage of her while intoxicated. Cynthia knew he didn't feel the same about her and knew that night she was being raped. 2 months later, the little white strip announced that she was pregnant and couldn't live with the humiliation she had put on herself and her mother, and left Chicago to have her baby in Arizona. 4 years later, she had to return home, for her mother had passed away, and now she had to come to face with all she left behind: her mother, her past, and her friends. Okay, so yeah, so then I wrote that. Again, same story. This doesn't have a date on it. And a bracelet on her wrist in a picture. Vincent $2,000 bracelet put down for a retainer. I must have been thinking about writing something, and did Alan favor something owes him? Vincent is going to do everything he can to get. Oh, he was a lawyer, remember? Alan was, and Vincent tried to do everything he can to get custody. Cynthia, do this, Alan, when wife. Oh, I see. Okay, for Alan I guess he took over wanting to be her lawyer. The wife couldn't have. I guess Vincent's wife was barren. She couldn't have children. My son playing pain. His mistakes I used to hate myself. Laura Higgins' maiden name. Alan sues doctor because she lost her child. Okay, I don't know. I must have been thinking about adding something or other. But that wasn't the part I wanted to read to you. Okay, so just a little. There was this one part which I think I wanted to add to the front. And this is where it says page 1. And this says page 9. Because I wanted to start out with Alan. I didn't want to start out with Cynthia being on the plane. So it said, so I did definitely, I knew I wanted to start out with this. And this was going to be the opener for the whole book. And this was Alan. Okay, Alan couldn't. It's not typed up or anything. It's just written, so it's going to be kind of hard for me to read, like, seriously. Alan cuddled against the nape of her neck. "That tickles," she giggled. "Oh, baby, you feel so good," he whispered, sliding his hands up and down her waist and hips. It was late Thursday evening in Chicago, and Alan had his usual female feast or guest. Feast would have been nicer, right? Hey, easy, sweetie. The cute young blonde was all over him, her long manicured nails in his hair, kissing him uncontrollably that he can hardly breathe. Alan made it a point to take his acquaintance to take to the office and never his home. He made a point to take his acquaintances to the office and never his home. Let's slow down a bit. She was a little rough and obviously a little inexperienced. Instead of giving pleasure, she was constantly inflicting pain, twisting here and there. That's what he gets for going out with girls way younger than him. There, I'm going down to younger than. Okay, I'm losing because it's not lined up. Younger than him. He did his business, then got out, still leaving him frustrated and unsatisfied. He quickly put his clothes and shirt and he quickly put his clothes on and shoved her against her. You have to go. I just remembered sliding her high heels across the floor. I have a meeting. He's literally dragging her out the door. I have a meeting I have to be at. But it's only 8 o'clock, she said. Us lawyers, we have meetings at all hours. Moving her towards the door, he stepped and gave her a last night kiss, then said, "You were great, baby. Really, really. Yeah, come on, I'll walk you down to the car." He helped her close her car door. "I'll call you." We stood there for a few minutes watching her drive. He stood there for a few minutes watching her drive away home, then drove himself. That didn't sound right. Blah, blah, blah. Blondes. Thank God that was over. I really have to stop doing this. I'm getting too old for these young girls. They're dizzy and don't seem to know what they want, except for sex. He made himself a glass of liquor and stood by his bedroom window, looking out onto the quiet city. No, I don't know. So yeah, that's what I wanted to open with this. Except he wasn't in the bedroom, he was still in his office. Cynthia closed the door behind him. Glad in a way he was gone, needed a release. And why was that? Anyone should piss? It's me. I guess I am. Okay, so I don't know, but that's what I wanted to open the chapter with this, and then now I have all these pages, and they're all numbered as well. I mean, some of these pages are so yellow, like yellow. And this was, I started back up again August 19th, well, the same, 1903. I think I mentioned that. But I have to read this all over again because it was like halfway when I realized what I had. This was on page 34. Can Kitty have breakfast too? Sure he can. It was almost 10 o'clock a.m. when they left the house, and they drove to Bennett Hall Realty, located at 2429 West Belmont Avenue. But that was like way pages ahead. Her being in the attic. Yeah, so I have to read this all over again. I'm definitely going to keep this. I had to retype this whole thing. The only problem is I definitely still want to open with Alan being in his office. That's for sure. I don't know what this is. I have to read this again. But this is definitely going to be the opening for the chapter. I probably have around, maybe I would say, three chapters. But I found it, guys, and I was like really, really happy that I did. And I was like, great. Now I can, now I can go back and continue, the book that I wanted to write. The only thing is that I did this on a typewriter, and I'm not really sure how to do it on a computer, or my laptop, and then have to print it out. The technology today is going to be a lot, I don't have a typewriter. I just have my laptop, so I would have to start typing away. God, it's hot in here. And me drinking hot coffee because my throat is still sore. I think a lot of people are going through that right now. And the AC, that's what come I have the door open. The AC doesn't reach all the way over here. Oh, holy cow, how long have I been in here? Okay, so I didn't think I was going to be here that long. But, okay, so that's where I'm at. And I don't know, guys. I'll let you know whether or not I'm definitely going to rewrite the book. I don't know if I'll, if when I finish it, it probably will be short. I don't think it'll be that long. And I don't know if I'll make it as an ebook or what. You guys can read it. Of course, definitely, it will be free. And yeah, I have other books in my head too. So, okay. I'll keep you posted, guys. So, like a fish in a sea. So glad you caught me. And this thing is blurring out. Okay. Are we back? And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.